Can Salah, Aubameyang and Aguero, probably the three most luxurious options that people want this season, can you get them all in one team? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So please like, comment, subscribe, and please follow my Twitter. Links in the description. So as you can see here, I've got a reasonably well balanced side. Not incredibly well balanced, but it's pretty balanced. The main point I don't like about this team is Bolly and Cedric. And obviously, as I discussed in my last video, I don't mind just having one £4.5 million goalkeeper in Fabianski because of the value that we know he can provide with his incredible amount of saves he gets a game. But there's not really a £5 million defender that I like. I mean, I don't mind Sacco, but I don't know, maybe Luke Shaw as a short-term solution, I don't mind. But then what's going to happen after game week 3 when Young comes back? Obviously, we know that Unai Emery likes to rotate his fullbacks a lot, so that puts Kolasinac out the picture for me. It's just, I don't know how I would spend that money, so that's the reason why I've got Foster there. Obviously, in the last video, I could have lined up with Fabianski, Foster and Jota instead of Mkhitaryan, so the reason I'm not dropping Foster to Speroni to fund Mkhitaryan in this team is Aubameyang. Those first two fixtures are tricky. Don't really want two Arsenal players for them. Personally, I know a lot of people have Aubameyang and Ramsey or Mkhitaryan, but for me, for those first two games, I just think, I'm not a massive fan. Having Mickey full stop worries me, because although on the one hand he can kill it, on the other hand he does go missing in big games, but I do think at £7 million he is still great value. So yeah, let's just run through all the players. Obviously Fabianski, we've already touched on him, and Foster. Fixtures rotate nicely. If we just look at these, you can see his tricky start in the first 5 games is Liverpool and Arsenal in game weeks 2 and 3. And obviously Watford's first 3 games are all good. So for those 2 games, he could come in, maybe even for the Burnley game if he looks good against Brighton. Don't know, they just rotate nicely from the start. And yeah, Wolves rotate nicely with Bolly's probably my favourite £4.5 million option as well. They rotate nicely for the first 5 fixtures. The only one that really worries me is City. The fixtures aren't incredible. I mean, Leicester away and West Ham away. We'll just have to see what happens as the season goes on. Now Leicester don't have Mahrez, and with West Ham, how good they're going to be. But obviously, game week 5 is the only one that I don't want to be playing him in. And if we come, not game week 5, in game week 3, and obviously if we come here and have a look, you can see game week 3 Watford away, and we can even see Southampton away. So we can avoid those West Ham and City fixtures quite nicely by rotating these guys. Cedric, again, these aren't the greatest fixtures, but I can quite happily play him in all 5 of them. Again, Everton away, Leicester, don't know what they're going to be, Palace don't know what they're going to be, but again, I can rotate him with, however you say his name, if need be. So these are my 2 favourite options at 4.5. There's not many great ones, which is why I don't really want to have more than one in my starting lineup at any one given time, but these are the things we do to afford these 3 big guys up front, and obviously I think that can be a really small cost to pay in order to have these 3 big hitters. So we'll just look at the other 2 defenders. Obviously Robertson and Mendy have been in pretty much all my teams, so if Mendy doesn't start in that Charity Shield match, it's going to be panic stations for me, but I'll probably just bring Ben Davies in. I really like the look at him, as I discussed in my previous video. I think he provides great value at £6 million as well, but again, if Emerson looks like playing, then that could be a really nice way to save £0.5 million and try and rejiggle. But if Mendy starts that Community Shield match, then he'll be in my team for sure. The elephant in the room, obviously, the Mahrez injury. I'm recording this video on the 30th, and I think he was seen in crutches yesterday, and the news reports at the moment are saying that he's going to be back in training after passing all his scans and everything. He should be fine. So obviously, yeah, Salah, got to have him, got to captain him. What percentage of the game is he owned by now? It's gone up by quite a lot, the amount of players. Owned by 54% now, so that's gone up by 5% from when I last checked. So yeah, you've got to have him and you've got to captain him. It's just too risky to not do. Jota, obviously 17 goals last season. Richarlison, again, in pretty much all my teams. We saw what he did at Watford when he was with Marco Silva. Hopefully he can have an entire season like that under Everton. Jota, 17 goals in the Championship. I just think he provides good value at this. I am keeping my eye on the Pedro situation though, and on the Ross Barkley situation, because apparently Ross Barkley is having a really good pre-season, so he would force his way into this side. And probably even into the other side, maybe as well. We'll just have to see how well he does in pre-season, but currently Jota is my favourite option at 6.5. And obviously these two up front don't need any explaining. In pretty much all my teams, it's, I'm trying to decide which one I want. Obviously, beautiful run of fixtures, Aubameyang, tricky first two, and then beautiful run of fixtures as well. It's just, which one's the best, which one's the worst. It was a difficult decision for me until pre-season started and Aubameyang's being played out on the left. Played out on the left a lot last season and still scored a lot of goals out there, so it's not a huge issue, but it just tips Aguero ever so slightly for me. See a lot of people looking at Lacazette over Aubameyang instead. Obviously, if you do that, you can improve the rest of the team massively, but for 9.5, I don't really rate Lacazette. I just think he's a Jamie Vardy level striker. I don't rate him the way a lot of other people do. See, a lot of people think he's going to get the golden boot this season. Seeing that in forums, but I don't know, it just seems strange to me. I don't see that in him at all. He didn't look that good to me this season. And yeah, I just wouldn't be trusting him. I'd be looking to Firmino every day of the week over him. Him and Lacazette, I wouldn't mind, especially. I think Lacazette for me is just one for the wild card, but yeah. That's basically the team.